Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's been tech issues, there's been plenty of reasons. That's why I've decided we're skipping all of the ads. We're not running any of them, because I would rather cast the game. We are straight in. It is already into a 3v2 situation. Apologies for what has been missed so far. And, well, we're going to have JR looking to try and clutch things out. He's going to hit himself the shots, and, well, it's not going to matter in the end. It will be the CT side getting themselves this pistol round. We are going to see an early buy coming in just a moment. Obviously, the AK-47s will be coming up in round number 3. Obviously, again, sorry for all of the delays. There's been problems. Supposedly, somebody's PC got hacked, and plenty of things went wrong, but hopefully everything is sorted out now, and we will be right into the game. Obviously, we are into our first map in this best of 3 series. We are kicking it off on Mirage. The second map will be Inferno. And then the third and final will be Train. Right at the end of it all. Either way, we are now into second round by. It looks like we've now got delay on gun sounds, which is just absolutely superb. And actually, the T side have decided to buy a little bit early. Now, we know that Vega Squadron like their sort of risky plays. I don't mind them either. I think it's a sort of interesting dynamic of this team. The problem is, though, whether or not it actually works or not. They got a couple of AKs in hand, and we are just going to wait and see what the CTs can do with the weaponry they've got. Obviously, a little bit of a mixed bag. In fact, the rifles themselves are more so on the opposing side at the moment. We've only got that one M4 currently sat in the hands of Buster. Now, I have to say, I do quite like this AVANGAR team. I'm not going to read out the whole name because I'm just not. Well, oh, that's going to tilt me if the sound is just slightly delayed. It's so minute. See, it's kind of like to call him Tony Black because he was always called Kabakan whenever I casted him. So for his name now to just be changed is really weird for me. Either way, JR is going to be able to find one. He finds another, and well, it is just the cleanup in the end. I might try and give this like a quick little refresh somewhere along the lines, but I'm hoping I'm gonna message the guys and saying there's like a split-second delay on the sound, just see if they can sort all of this out because it is gonna tilt me. I'll just message them and see if they can fix it. But it's very tilting, just like seeing someone like pull the pin out of a smoke and then they go to throw it, you're like, what? Why am I now hearing the pin? Either way, Vega Squadron, their force buy works out. They've managed to at least make things now very difficult for the CT side. They've got a couple of scouts. Now, I do like the sort of double scout setup. Also, I'm actually quite excited to see Fitch back in this sort of mix. Obviously, he was I think he was part of Tengri before. And then he was teamed up with Ramsick. Now, that was one of my favorite teams. I really enjoyed watching those two play together. And I would love it at some point if Ramsick actually got added back in. But I was sort of teased. Like, wait, is the sound back? No, definitely not. Nice shot from Buster, though. We get a nice little, almost delayed sound. It's very peculiar. But yeah, I got sort of teased because Ramsick got added back in. Then he got replaced by James, who was in the team before. And then they sort of went back with Fitch. Either way, this is actually working out wonderfully. It is going to be the T side. With only 2 players remaining, it's looking like AVANGAR are about to do exactly what was just done to them. Although Tony Black and JR have actually managed to do a decent amount of damage here, leaving it down to just James and Fitch to try and hold on to this. Fitch low on HP, and actually the T's will keep it going. Yeah, no, this is the buggy sound is because obviously this is a clean feed. So like, and also there's a way to restart the clean feed, but it's through like the console. I don't really like doing it. Right. Hopefully, that will now be the sound fix. Apologies. Tech issues. Bane of a caster's life, but yeah. Mr. Producer Man has come in here and he said it's probably fixed, so yeah, I think it's all good now. Yeah, thank you for the little... It's like the players hear me and they're like, just doing a few little sound cues that let us know that everything's all good. But either way, we are back in. Krisen, he's got himself a cheeky little rifle and he's going to be opening things up onto Crush. I think this game is going to be an absolute bloodbath, if I'm honest. Just like an absolute slaughter. I don't see really anything else happening, because these teams, like, if I was going to pick two of the puggiest teams I've ever seen, it would be these two. Like, Vega Squadron go for some of the craziest buys in all of Counter-Strike. They've sort of donned the MAC-10 as like their crazy weapon of choice. And then there's AVANGAR, who just recently played that sort of almost show match tournament versus Complexity and managed to just bang them out on Dust 2. And Complexity actually did very, very well at like the major and stuff as well, getting into the top 8. So realistically, it wasn't something you'd expect. It's an all-CIS game. Yeah, you could say that. I feel like Na'Vi have some strategy to them. Gambit are trying to add something because they've always had problems. Either way, into a 4v2 we go. G and Chopper going to be the last two remaining. And they are quickly dealt with. Fitch and Jame get themselves a second round on the board. And actually a relatively clean one as well. Hello, chat. Oh, what about Hello Caster? Like, I'm not... Well, technically I am in the chat, but it's not my name. Oh, you're asking for error advice. Have you tried Googling it? That's normally a good way to fix things. If it's an error in console, unless it's actually causing anything to your game, then just ignore it. That's what I do. Maybe not the healthiest thing in the world. Ooh, Prison. Spray 3's done so much damage to both. Oh, he's going to get naded to oblivion. Left down to 43 HP. But he's still done far more damage than he's taken, and he's going to set Jame up. Lord of the Twitch chat. I like the sound. Well, I sort of like the sound of that. Nice shot from Crush. Entry back in. Leave it into a 4 versus 4. Now, in terms of utility, it's not really looking too good for either side, both with limitations. There's still a minute 10 left on the clock. You would think that both teams at the moment have had a sort of troublesome time economy-wise. 1v1 me for $1,000. No. No, I'm very bad. Krisen will be able to pick off one. I think it'd be safer for me to bet on this game, and I genuinely have no idea who's going to win this one. Obviously, if you do, you can head over to GG. There you go. Sell out. Either way, the 4v2 is looking to commence. Chopper, a man who seems to, well, really step up when it comes to the majors. I've been impressed with him individually. I was surprised they did so well when Mir left the team and went to Gambit, and then they go and do better than Gambit. That's always a strong sign for a team when your strongest player leaves and you do better than the team he left for. Either way, Chopper, now the only one left alive, and all he can really hope to do is save. The bomb's down on the site. He's got 4 seconds. He just wants to keep this AK-47. The problem is, this is going to leave his economy a little bit disjointed with the rest of the team. Now, there may be a temptation to force just because of that, even things out, try and do extra damage, but realistically, it's not really going to be too good. Because I've left the stream running for a long time without refreshing, my audio is ahead of the video by the same amount it was bugged before. That is weird. I need someone with great chemistry. Oh, does that person exist? Where am I from? I am from London-ish. Technically, I'm from Essex, but I pretty much live like right on the border of London. Like the level of where my sort of family lived was we would pay tax to a London like borough, but we lived in Essex. Like, it's just weird. So I'll just say London just to make it easier for everyone. As you can tell by my accent, I am a typical Essex boy. Me and Joey Essex actually cousin. No, that's not true. I would never put that on myself. I learned to speak proper. One of the funniest things about coming to Ukraine is telling that, like, when people, one of the things they're taught in, like, Ukrainian school is that London is the capital of Great Britain, which it is not true. It is obviously the capital of England. So I told a few people that, and it blew their minds. All their lives are a lie. Tony Black trying to be a bit sneaky, but he is snuck on instead. And while this is a bit of a mess of a round is what I'll call it, the bomb has been dropped into middle. Push coming back through towards the connector, and a little bit of damage is done, but Fitch falls, more importantly. This is still a man. Jame, ready and waiting. 25 seconds left on the clock. He's actually run into the pillar, and that could have screwed him over, but instead he'll be well placed to actually try and shut down this push. It's him versus Hut G, and more importantly, the clock ticking away. Fitch will get the assist onto the kill from Jame. Mir was the... yeah, I'd say Mir was the strongest player in Vega by quite a bit when he was on there. He was an absolute tank. Like, he was a monster. He was dropping like 20+ kills a game. It's not the cap. There is no capital of the UK. Because that would be silly. Because there's a capital of Scotland as well. You don't, like... You could give it as an unofficial capital. But it is not. AVANGAR just came from the US. Yeah, they did. They played the... It was like the MSI something or other. From what the internet says. Well, I can tell you from someone who's lived in England, that has never, ever been said. Argue with Google. Google can suck my... something. You can fill in the blank with whatever you like. Actually, not whatever you like. Some of you guys are weird. Then again, so am I. Either way, it's 4-3. Vega Squadron, the Sharks have finally had to take the hit. Oh, Jame flicking too far for his own good. Will hit the second shot. And they're trying to shut him down. He has a P250. We'll be there to close out the round. A nice clean one for AVANGAR to build their economy. Oh yeah, I have a nice little thing now where I can make a chicken run across the screen. I think it's this one. Okay, clearly it doesn't work properly. That's great, that is. Ah, that's why. Let's try this again. Nope, still didn't work. Well, that's good. This is supposed to make a chicken run across the screen, but I guess whoever set this up, it is broken, so no chicken for you. Ha! Yeah, invisible chicken. The chicken. I ate the chicken. There you go. That's why it didn't come up. Oh, even when I try and sell out, the HUD won't let me. Oh well, it's gonna be Buster, busting rhymes and committing crimes. I don't know if that's true. That's probably not something I should place onto him. Either way, this is still an elaborate route. Now the fact is, they have the B site. The CTs don't care, and they're just waiting on A for the push to come in. This is some next level meta game coming in from AVANGAR, where they're just like, yeah, you may have B, but we don't even want B. You can have it. Now they are starting to rotate, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. Fitch is not being fooled, though. Oh, this is all timing. Oh, he didn't do it. They're there. No, JR, he's actually going to go down. Chopper will be there to trade at least. Now, it's sort of a 1-1 split. This is, again, a very messy round from Vega Squadron. Invisible Chicken and the bannable sponsor name. Yes, yes. Whatever you do, do not type Hellcase in the chat because for some reason you get banned. And I know that there'll probably be someone who's now going to be like, oh, let me type Hellcase and get banned. And I'm just not going to unban you. I knew it. Like I actually like why? What? Someone just got banned for 9,000. Jesus. Like, come on. And then someone tried to be smart and spell Hellcase. I'm guessing it's the word case. No, wait, it's not the word case because Spike got away with it. Like, oh, you actually gonna make me go and unban you in a sec. I should leave it really because you're getting what you deserve for not listening. Who else was it? Oh, your name's too long. I can't remember. Sorry. Buster's managed to find an opener, and the CT side are doing a great job of shutting this round down.
Counter-terrorists win.
It's like, why are you still typing this? I give up. I'm not unbanning anyone else. I've got to do my job. But like about 5 people just like, oh look, you actually get banned. He wasn't lying. Are you used to people compulsively lying to you on Twitch? Wait a minute, yeah, of course you are. It's Twitch. Hey guys, I found this new website. Nice meme. Either way, it is just going to be the deco coming out from the T side. It's not going too well for Vega at the moment. As said, I would consider the guys over at Vega Squadron one of the sort of puggiest teams. AVANGAR even. One of the puggiest teams around. Like, they are just brutal aimers. And they can beat some of the best online. It's actually funny the amount of times they've managed to eliminate Gambit from tournaments just online. But Dee's doing very well at the moment. A couple of kills already. Fitch, however, has other ideas. Now, this is, of course, the map pick of AVANGAR. And we do have the map Inferno coming up after this. Prison is going to be able to close down one Archie with the Deeg. This is just filth. Not going to get much more. 8-3, half one already by the CT side. And to be honest with this map, it really does come down more to momentum than an actual side. I really don't feel like Mirage is particularly sided at all. Like, depending on the team, it's not like Nuke where you sort of go, yeah, I can see the CT side. Unless, of course, it's Astralis, in which case it's Astralis sided. But I feel like that's the case with most maps nowadays. Someone needs to shut down the Danes. I think the only people to do it will be the Brits, obviously. James? That looked like a hit, but clearly my eyes deceived me. He was not quick enough, or he was so quick, he actually flicked through time and space and ended up missing. Either way, it is just going to stick with the 5v5. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. When do we get Cobble back? I don't know. That's the thing, though. It's like, if Nuke gets removed, like, Astralis are just going to be sat there just like, seriously? We literally haven't lost this map since they created the new team. Do you prefer color commentating or play-by-play? I don't know. To be honest, I quite like doing a bit of both. Mainly play-by-play, though. I'm not like a pro player or anything, so a lot of the time I'm not going to have the greatest reads on the situation. I'll give my opinion nonetheless, though. No fear of telling people what I think. I enjoy it. Nice shot from Jane. A sexy flick to get the pick. And unfortunately, Vega will give him the shot to the face, is what I was going to say. There was no rhyme there. No rhyme there at all. Quicket is going to be left into a 1 versus 2. It's looking like Vega Squadron are going to get themselves back onto the board unless this man can pull off the clutch. Now, there's plenty of money for him to fall back on, so he doesn't have to worry too much about losing the AK-47. He may not. He's already managed to find himself that opening pick. It's JR versus him, the AWPer, sat up in the apartments, and he has got a very good position on towards his bomb. A little bit skeptical about whether or not he's going to be pushed, but JR comfortable in the end. Yeah, there's always this sort of case that I feel like, I said it before, I feel like Vega Squadron are very similar to Flipside. Like, they go into the major, have you seen how many spots they've gone up? I think they went up 198 positions in the HLTV ranking, which really does say a lot about what they've done since the last major. Either way, Crush, quick push in towards the site, finds himself that opening pick, and that's B. That's it. 1 kill. B site's theirs. A much more heavy setup coming in.
Bomb has been planted.
But yeah, that's the round done. Just going to be a save. Yeah, no, basically what I was saying is I feel like Vega Squadron is so much like Flipside. Like, you watch them, like, play online tournaments, and you can really sort of say that they don't seem to play the same level of Counter-Strike. They then just disappear for a couple of months, and you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. I can be honest and say I had them as my 0 and 3 going into the major qualifier, because I just looked at the way that they'd been playing recently, and I wasn't impressed at all. They were losing to teams that shouldn't have been anywhere near the caliber of the players we saw at the major. Then they go to the major and they get into the top 16, and you're just like, where did that even come from? Like, where did that even come from? Yeah, Windstrike were another one, but I'm pretty sure their team was a little bit disjointed. The fact that they disbanded pretty much straight after the major. Also, I've got, well, I know some of the players in that team, or one in particular, and I'm pretty sure they weren't happy with how things were going. So, no, yeah, Fitch was on Gambit. He was replaced by Mir. Here we go, though. Quick trade in the early battles of the round. Chopper. He's going to find another one. Vega Squadron seem to have sprung into life. Buster looking for some sort of trade on towards short. He's got some players fairly close to him. Now, it's weird. It seems like AVANGAR are playing a fairly gamble-heavy strategy at the moment, because they had such heavy B presence in that round. The round before, they were very heavy on A. It's almost like they just sort of went, you know. Either way, Fitch is going to manage to turn it into a 3v3. They are actually, they've got this read right, because they're pretty much all here. Buster's just got himself a double, which is tasty stuff to say the least, and is pretty much going to put down any chance here. And while JR just cooks in the flames. 9-5, AVANGAR managed another round on the board. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that Fitch was a bad player at all within that team, and it seemed like a nice enough guy as well. Some players just don't fit in certain teams. That can be the case. Obviously, Gambit. I think the other thing about the CIS scene is you have so many like talented, like puggy players who are just ridiculous in certain teams, and teams want to try that out. If things aren't really working, and you have like a core 4 players, you just like, okay, let's just keep changing the 5th one. The surprising thing for me, though, is that Hobbit is gone. And well, definitely an interesting change. Either way, CT side are looking very strong in the final round of the half. Quicker closes out another and leaves it all on to JR, or as Harry likes to call him, Junior, which he even capitalized the R so that people wouldn't do that. Right, he's like, I will even make the J of my name lowercase, just so that it is evidently clear. But even still. Either way, Quicker will be there to end it. And well, that is going to be 10-5. Decent half for AVANGAR in the end, and especially after you have to consider the early rounds, they won the pistol, lost the next 3. They're actually in a pretty good position to like now take this one over the line. Right, so what's going on with this chicken? What does this do? That's not it. Does this bring back the chicken? No, chicken's dead. Oh, there we go. Hello, chicken. Nice, we got the chicken back. But yeah, some Hellcase thing. Go to the website, check it out. And well, JR already gonna be finding the opener. Important pistol round for Vega Squadron, and JR knows it. He's already managed to find himself a couple. Tony Black, this is a bit of a whiff. And will actually allow the bomb to go down. However, it's a 4v3 retake. James hoping to try and turn the tide. He's got to be careful. There's a second player there, but he's actually going to be shut out still. A couple of players left to try and defend this. Tony Black very low from CT, and actually he just about survives. 11 HP, and Quicker now has it all to do. It is going to be the round going the way of Vega Squadron. They're definitely not out of this map just yet as they get themselves a second pistol. T-side now. Probably just going to invest a little bit into some deagles or something. Even that can be enough to do some real damage here. Actually surprising to see Vega Squadron go so heavy on the rifles. I suppose we do know that the AKs are coming back in the next round. Or maybe AVANGAR will have gone for a similar buy that we actually saw in the previous from this T-side. Okay. So the whole Hobbit thing is just getting a little bit weird now, because he left the team. He then went to New York, and it went quite well. And now it's just been announced on HLTV that he'll play with them anyway at Star Series, which is, I suppose, only in 5 days. So weird one to say the least. But we are just going to have to wait and see how that one goes. Let's see how much damage the T's can do. There's actually only one man on this A site. If they kill Tony Black, formerly Kabakan, the man formerly known as Kabakan, they could actually have themselves a bomb plant here. Although that is a lot easier said than done. However, already dinked, and yeah, that should be a bomb plant. Get that bomb on the site, AVANGAR. This should be a hugely successful round for you. That is already a kill and a bomb plant. Anything more is what we Brits like to call gravy. That is the little... that sort of sauce on the top. It just makes everything a little... No, not too much gravy. A little bit of gravy, as they do get an extra kill and put it down to just 3 players surviving. But in all honesty, when you have the AK buy coming up in the next round, that's not bad at all, especially with an extra bomb plant. They're going to really limit the amount of money that Vega Squadron actually have. However, Vega Squadron, CT side Mirage, at least in the old iteration of the roster, was one of my favorite teams to watch because they were so unbelievably aggressive and it was entertaining. However, full utility on the majority of players on the T side. James, the only one who doesn't, and that's because he's purchased an AWP without armor. There's still a decent chance here for AVANGAR to just take this straight back and slam the economy of Vega Squadron into the ground. We'll have to see. That is going to be the case, and well, I don't think JR was expecting that. Already dead within the first few seconds. We are going to have a little bit of utility being expended in the hopes to try and regain some control of middle. Buster. Trying to take the fight. There's actually 2 players here. Bit of utility being expended. Smoke going to try and hold them down. Pucci on the other side of the map manages to find a kill onto Quicker, which will net him a rifle. Although he hasn't actually gone for it, and Crush has taken a huge amount of damage in the meantime. What's wrong with James? Why don't you like James? I'm sure he's a lovely bloke. T-side in the meantime are going to start rotating that bomb back around. It looks like they're going to take it into middle now. I'm never really a fan of a team taking the bomb into mid. I think there's a lot of risk. Because there's so many horrible positions it can get dropped and left in a crossfire. Now, the T's have actually smoked onto short, but they do seem to be pushing in that direction. So it's going to be their way on towards the B site. They have left Buster over there. And there's still a couple of players ready and waiting. Although it looks like they're going to be forced out a little bit. Hutchie does manage to find himself one. But his teammate on the site is unbelievably low. Only 13 HP for Crush. He's doing his best to stay alive as the rotation comes in. There is still Buster on the other side, but it seems like there's a player actually ready and waiting for him, but he finds the kill anyway. Bomb going to be denied, and it doesn't matter. All Crush has to do is survive. The last few seconds, that's exactly what he does. 13 HP, and he's the man to win them the round just by his survival efforts. to 8. Only just managing it, but it was the clock that played against them in the end. Either way, CT side are going to come in with a much stronger buy into this round, and the T's, they do have a purchase, but there's definitely some stuff missing, and well, now James is missing as well. He has fallen right at the beginning of the round. Buster will be there to retrieve his trusty AWP. The next map is going to be Inferno. The choice of the guys from Vega Squadron. Again, we're going to see some aggression out over towards the ramp. Crush ready and waiting for the push to come in. Now, what this does is it means they can gamble a little bit more heavily over towards the B site, because either he's going to get all the information, maybe throw out a little bit of utility. He has got a flash and a nade, but it allows for a rotation. More importantly, he's found both kills. He don't need no rotation. This man is shutting it down alone. Crizzen up in the palace, but he's not feeling like a king at the moment. He hasn't got any robes or any expensive jewelry. All he has is his trusty Deeg. You have some FPS problems. Well, I'm just casting. I don't actually have. I'm not producing this, so some bloke downstairs has FPS problems. That's kind of harsh. They're all lovely guys. Either way, no time. Crizzen's managed to get himself an AK-47. He doesn't actually have enough money to buy armor in the next round, so he's see, this is the sort of problem. Like, they've got themselves in a bit of a ruckus, is what I would call it, because he now has no real choice but to just play with a Deagle again. They're going to give James the AWP. I suppose he could then give the AK. See, what I would have liked happen, if you want to do that, give James the AWP, give Buster, who already had armor, the AK, and then just play the round as it was, and then have a buy in the next round. I guess the loss bonus is starting to build up, so they will be able to buy into the next one anyway. Hey, feeling. Already, though. Nice start for Crush. He will be finding that opening pick. The T's have gone for a decent investment here. Looks like they might be saving a little bit of money for the AWP. Crizzen will be able to find an opener with that Deagle anyway. And actually, again, this is the sort of thing that I'm talking about with these gambles coming out. You can almost see the T side confused. They managed to get one kill, and they're just on the A site. A very loose hold coming in from Vega Squadron, because they both teams, they seem to just gamble on different positions of the map. In lots of maps, that's understandable. Dust 2, it's almost necessary, but in Mirage, it's not so common. You might have your rotations, but this is peculiar. One Deagle kill is enough to actually get a bomb plant. So that's a hefty amount of extra money, 800 per player. For the mathematicians out there, that is, of course, 4,000 total. Quick math, don't worry. Or I just knew one of those. Look at his flank coming in. Chopper up above is going to be the man to watch, because he's going to try and sneak in from behind. But if I say that, the T's are actually doing a fantastic job of holding on to this. They don't actually have that much invested, but there is Chopper. There is this pounce, but he's caught out by Crizzen. Another kill with that dirty Deeg, and he finishes off with a triple. AVANGAR have come from absolutely nowhere. And as Sidderboy said in the chat, it doesn't seem like they're jet lagged at all from the trip. Because they are playing very well indeed. 11-9. Not only do they win the round, but they do some significant damage to their opponent's economy. Now the CTs are a little bit on the brink. They lose this round. We can expect 13 rounds to be on the board. And you're saying, Tom, the maths there doesn't quite add up. But they just won't have the finances to purchase into the next. And unless they're going to pull off some sort of Vega Squadron miracle. And they are going to be struggling. Now, this is the map pick of AVANGAR. Normally, that means they should be winning it. But, well, Vega Squadron, at least in terms of rankings, are quite a bit above this team. Not that rankings really mean anything, especially in CIS Counter-Strike. Jame. Oh, he's going to hear all the footsteps. Execution of one. He gets the second as well. Turns the round into his favor. Quicker, in the meantime, is going to be planting on B. I wonder if Tony Black actually has any idea. It seems like he does. He's going to start his rotation all the way towards the B side. If he can get this kill quickly, he has a chance. Or maybe he doesn't. Oh, does he think it's A? No, he's going to hear it now. Different sound on the bomb is very useful, in fact. As he, well, now he can see it. But other than that, he knows it's B, but he doesn't have a kit. Probably just going to have to try and save this rifle, but he does manage to get the kill quite quickly onto Jame. He's hunting. He's searching for that remaining player. Won't be able to do anything in the end. And it is going to be a 12th round on the board. Now, the money is going to be absolutely ruined for the CT side, but at least they have that all. Now, they could hand it over to JR. He could go for maybe some Kevlar, or they could just let Tony Black try and be the man, the myth. And as Vince once said, the beast. And by the looks of it, they are going to give it over to JR. The thing is, though, it leaves them in a bit of a weird position money-wise, because going into the next round, he can no longer really buy. Now, he is normally the AWPer. Maybe they're okay to take that hit to give him a chance to win them around. Which I wouldn't be totally surprised if he did. And actually, they're going to go pushing in towards his position. There is that AWP. He finds the opener and just looks to reposition. All the other CTs need to do is set this man up. Be the bait, and that's exactly what they're doing. A second kill already for JR as he looks to be the catalyst player. They need to start clearing these players out of the sight. They do finally drop one, but that AWP is still alive and kicking, and it has support as well. Finally, Quicker will be able to put it down. Jame is there with the pistol, gets himself one. He really does love this P250, but Hutchie now picks up the AWP. He's the only man standing. He needs to do it alone. Goes for the quick shot, but can't quite connect it, and he is burning alive. Still hits the shot. On to Jame with the USP. Buster is ready and waiting, hoping that he peaks this angle. 55 seconds left on the clock, and it's close, but no cigar for Hutchie. It is going to be another round. Only one player surviving. And there is that temptation. Straight in with the purchase. The CT side are able, and they're willing. They want to try and break him. They want to try and smash AVANGAR's economy down. The fact is, though, if they fail, the game may slip out of their hands. Here we go, though. That is not a bad start at all from the T's. Fitch and Quicker. Well, you can remove the from his name because that's how fast those initial kills were. Crizzen with the sort of crazy strategy. They already have a two-man advantage, but he's going to run through the smoke and make things just that little bit worse. Fitch. Sneaking back up. Is he going to catch Hutchie with his hands down? No, he actually spots both players. However, that pretty much clears up what's going to happen in this round, as the bomb will be going down over towards the A side. Not much that the remaining CT players can do. It is going to be a 14th round on the board for AVANGAR. And actually, Hutchie are going to be able to remove a couple of weapons here. Now, the T-side economy is not that strong. Nice shots from Jane. Just spams through with the P250 and manages to remove one of those guns. However, I don't think the Ts can really afford to hunt too much more. Crush will be allowed to keep his rifle. But now the CTs are left with a bit of a dilemma. Do they force the issue here? Or do they wait? They're going to force it. They're going to risk it all here and now. And if they don't manage to win this round, well, it is going to be map point for AVANGAR. Took a long time to get this match started, but once it did, really did get going. Flash into middle. Not a whole lot of utility for the CT side, so kind of want to see it used to make some plays. Cross already going to be coming in. Nice crossfire. Hutchie manages to, and they're not going to be able to trade out their flag. They have managed to get themselves on towards the site, but out of nowhere, the CT side just trounced AVANGAR in this round. There is that reset. It took a long time to finally win one of these rounds, but it's come down to 1v1 so many times in a row that now the T side, well, they're going to have to try and juggle some weapons around. AVANGAR are going to risk it themselves. Risk it for a biscuit. At times, you almost wonder why Vega Squadron bother with the rifles. They're so good with those SMGs. With the weaker buys. Already, though. Nice start from Jane. Now, he needs to be an absolute catalyst in this round. He needs to be beasting and feasting and just absolutely running away with it because he's got one of the only two rifles. In fact, Fitch is nude. He has absolutely nothing. So he's almost just like a giant running decoy at this point. Crizzen, he'll be falling, and they haven't spotted Hutchie. They did not just check one of the most basic positions in Counter-Strike, and Hutchie has just had an absolute field day. However, the B site is under the control of this T side. Will they know that Quicker has managed to get this far? The problem is, if Crush sneaks past without being spotted, it could be very difficult. Instead, though, he's actually going to be executed, and this comes back into a 2 versus 2, which is definitely winnable for the T side. Now, they don't have much utility to hold them off. At the same time, Vega Squadron don't have much utility to actually get themselves back into the side. They've got a single flashbang and an HE, neither of them particularly useful. Well, the flashbang more so. Jane, though, again, his flick gets the better of him as he's not going to be connecting. The shot does manage the second one, though. Don't give him too many opportunities. There's the miss. I'm guessing the next one, is that going to be the hit? He needs one miss and one hit. It doesn't seem to matter, though, as Chopper is just running out of time. James almost just playing, just mucking about, just dancing around this bomb. And, well, to be honest, he has to kind of run away from it now. Otherwise, he's going to go up with the ship. It looks like he is. He's just decided, screw it. Going down with the bomb. See you later, lads. It's going to be 15-10. Quicker now running back in to try and get himself that AWP. It's not going to be had. James can buy one without head armor. But I think he was so convinced that somebody was going to try and run into the site, he just decided to go up with the bomb. 15-10. CT side will pull a buy together. And the T's definitely aren't out of the woods just yet. James has been excellent, though, with this AWP. I spoke about the reunion of Ramzik and Fitch, but if this man is still performing the way he is, I don't really see a reason to. Nice work from JR, though. He will be able to kick things off, and it seems like when Vega Squadron are back against the wall, that's where they play some of their best Counter-Strike. Free-flowing, aggressive pushes. Well, it's the same again for Tony Black, and he's not going to miss that either. Just seems to be the way this team plays. When they have the pressure on, they take the risks, and they win a lot of the fights. Already, though, a couple of trades back as it goes straight into a 3 versus 3, singing their praises, and then there's an answer back. Crush also gives away his position onto short, so they've got to be careful from there. Quicket's still just going to be waiting, and the bomb's actually rotating over towards this B site. 2 players there already for the CT side. Oh, actually a couple of missed shots. A lot of damage done. Crush left on just 2 HP. Also see a bit of a pushback from Fitch. I wonder if he's going to try and sell something over towards the A site. They've got the man up in the palace already. But the clock really is ticking down now. AVANGAR have already had troubles before with running out of time to actually plant the bomb. It looks like they're going to try and go back to the A site. Now, all we really need to see from Tony Black is actually a denial of the bomb plant. 12 seconds left. I think they're going to have to go for the short plant, which is exactly what they will. Now he's just going to watch the palace. It's exactly what he needs to do, but he's actually failed it, and it is just going to be the kills coming in. Mistakes made again. The clock is what wins the round for the CT side, and AVANGAR have got to be absolutely kicking themselves. They should have ended it there. Instead, Vega Squadron, they're handed a lifeline, and it's just being indecisive. I think that's the biggest problem at the moment for AVANGAR. They need to be making some decisions a little bit faster, because they had an advantage there and they just threw it all away. Either way, now there's not much of a buy. Although we have seen them do quite a lot with very little. AVANGAR are very good with these pistols. Bomb currently still down in the spawns. They're just looking for players to make the moves and miss shots from JR, but he just about rectifies it. It looked like he should have been dead for sure. Chopper now just making sure that nobody else gains any ground, and Buster, a singular flashbang and nothing else. Can't expect much from him here. They will have enough for an AWP in the next round, which seems to be one of the defining factors of this team. Jame having a pretty strong performance, but in this round it is flawless from CT side. Jame currently top of the board by actually quite a margin on his team, 25 and 15. The next guy down 17. Well, yeah, then it's 17, 17, 16, 15. Oh, there you go. Somebody decided to bring up the scoreboard as I said it. That is very convenient timing. Obviously, it is because there's a tactical pause currently being called in. It looks like we are seeing the purchase. I imagine Quicket will drop an AWP over to Jame. I'd be very surprised to see anything else. It's actually a bit unfortunate for Jame because, in all reality, he's a very talented AWPer, but well, the 2 teams that he'd necessarily want to go to, maybe like Gambit, who haven't been that great, or Na'Vi. I suppose Gambit had a good tournament recently, but both of them have ridiculously good AWPers, so, and arguably their best player is an AWPer, so it's definitely not going to be happening there. It is going to be the investment in. Now, this is sort of testament to how AVANGAR play. They have bought a smoke. That is it. Just one. A decoy. The rest is just down to pure aim. Nothing else. And we'll see if that actually works out for them. I wouldn't be overly surprised if it did. Obviously 15-12 at the moment. Still a definite chance that we hit overtime in this matchup. But there we go already. Fitch is going to be the one to find that opener. Tony Black looking to try and make a move. He is the only defender of this A site left. He's going to push in towards the ramp, but again, look at the positioning from the CT side. Now, they've got quick rotations over towards B, but they don't have much of a hold over it. A lot of it's going to rely on JR with this AWP. Have a lot to do. Fitch is already going to manage to find one of the men on short. Now, there is a second one. Jane has to be careful, but it's actually a mistake. JR finds one on the cross, and actually a second. Quicket just goes running into his arms. Instead, the bomb will now go down, but they've got to be careful from short. It's a very quick rotation, and already Crizzen is there. It will be a quick trade. Fitch with his 3rd kill of the round already. He's looking to try and do this all on his own. JR making his way back into the site. He's going to be looking for that man on short, but instead he's met by Jame, who has to be careful. There's a man pushing in from behind, and now all the information's there for Fitch. The bomb plants in his hands. There is actually a smoke, though, which is just going to go onto the farm. He's been spotted, but will win the battle anyway. It isn't done just yet. Vega Squadron take it to a 13th round as now the T's in a little bit of trouble financially. We may be going all 30 rounds here. I'd quite like to see them just go for some pistols. Make sure they have that AWP. That's exactly what they're going to do. Jane will probably save a little bit of extra cash. It is 3 rounds in a row, so he will get himself 2,900. And actually, he has brought down quite far. Maybe it's actually Buster who's going to save the cash for him. I think that was a missed smoke there. Doesn't matter. They're still going to go pushing very aggressively up towards mid. Still, these pistols are not something to be shunned. We know that AVANGAR could definitely make it work with these weapons. They're actually going to go running straight in towards the B side. There's only one defender. Chopper is here. He's got his rifle in hand, and he's already dead. Fitch continues his reign of terror. He adds another to the death toll. Nice work from Tony Black to at least turn things into a closer scenario. And Hutchie just going to go running straight through the smoke. Actually shoots his teammate. The bomb's going to be going down. Now Fitch is actually behind this, and he is just going to peek out and execute one of the men on the site. They're missing so many shots at the moment on the Vega Squadron side, and each time it gives away their position. Fitch again, he's got another triple kill. He really wants this to end. Make that the quad. There's only one more for this man to find, and well, he's not going to have to do it. It is going to be the final scoreline here, as we will be going to the second map of Inferno with AVANGAR in the lead. See you after the break.
Hellcase – это более 35 уникальных кейсов с огромным выбором предметов, более 93 миллионов открытий и 6 миллионов зарегистрированных пользователей. Вы можете апгрейдить свои скины или выигрывать в наших бесплатных раздачах. Мы разыгрываем в наших социальных сетях более 70 уникальных скинов в месяц. Выводи свои скины и баланс в криптовалюту или через популярные платежные системы. Будь уникальным, используй промокод и выигрывай прямо сейчас.